Welcome to renttv. This is What's on Rotation. This is a show where we tell you what new music dropped that we bumping this week on this side. And today, we're gonna start with ASIAHN. What's up with it? Alright. This joint is fire. Like, if you ask me, this is a hit. Like, she killed it. From the beginning to the end, she killed it. She killed it. Yeah, she killed it. Like, and then this is the era where I feel like women artists, women rappers, just women in general are somewhat being celebrated more as far as when it comes to specifically like hip hop and rap. The numbers as far as how many of them are in the game at the same time. I don't think there's ever been an era or a time where that's been the case. The amount of litness that they have and the amount of them that's in the game with all that clout that's doing their thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, this is lit. I never heard of her before, and that's the crazy thing. I never heard of her before, and I'm always excited to hear about new artists, new music, just a different type of sound or the same sound, but you take it somewhere else, or you just killed it to a degree where it's like it cannot be ignored. You know, like she killed this. This is crazy. Yeah, ASIAHN, what's up? Yeah, that song is fire, fire. And then the next one is Vasa, featured TML Vibez, Midnight Convo. This one, video is crazy. Video is crazy, but they call it a visualizer, but sometimes the visualizers, sometimes they're better than the video. Sometimes the visualizers are better than the videos. I know some people feel me on that one, no Diddy though. You know? Yeah, this one is vibes, it's Afro beats, but you feel it. And that's the thing with Afro beats sometimes, where it's just like, you don't need to know what they're saying, or you don't need to know every word that they're saying. You can fill in the gap, or even if you can't even fill in the gap, it's just vibes. And that's what I think is beautiful about music that comes from, regardless of where you are, you could be from somewhere that, you could be from a place where they don't even speak English. And you could listen to something that's in English and you just feel it in your soul where it's just like, ah, man, yeah. You know? It's the same way where if you're from a place where English is your language that you speak or understand, overstand, and something else comes in where they might have a certain amount of English in it or no amount of English in it at all. Guess what though? You just feel it. I feel like that's even that those vibes and those feelings, I feel like to me, bro, they're stronger than even the ones with the words that you understand. Just because it's like, bro, yeah. Like, how am I don't even know what you're saying, but I feel this. And then when you read the lyrics, and you might even find like the translation, and you understand like, yo, I knew I felt this for a reason. Vibes. All right, the next one is, we're gonna bring it back to the States. Shordie Shordie. Do something with it. Funny thing with this one is I heard this one after I did the last What's on Rotation. And I was just like, man, I should have put this on that one. But it came out right after. I was just like, I'm gonna just wait. I don't mind waiting sometimes, you know. I don't mind waiting sometimes till, you know, give it like a week to set in and people to like mess with it. So I don't mind, like it's fire. But this joint is like more on the art, like the thing with him is like the music he makes, it's like women like it, but I'm sure if you know Diddy, if you ask him, right, he probably won't say, oh, this is catered towards women. He'll probably tell you, this is gangster, bro. Cause from what the music says, if you're listening, you grew up around a certain environment, let's say that. Right? So if you ask him, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna tell you, man, I'm just making music catered towards women. I'm sure he's just a guy that's just making music and that's just what it is. You know, but no Diddy, I feel like this joint is tough. Like if you appreciate music that's catered towards women, you would appreciate this. If you appreciate music that's catered towards, you can say the streets, you can appreciate it. If you just appreciate good music, you can appreciate this. And if you just in a bubble where you appreciate all three, you can appreciate this. And that's always fire. You can't lose. Like you can't lose when it comes to that. All right. The next one is Kenny Mason, Angel Eyes. All right, so I've been hip to him for a little bit now. He makes great music. It just seems like he's being kept at a certain bubble where he can't really, where it's like, it's not like certain people are not hip to him. Honestly, I feel like he should be moved up. I feel like he should be moved up. And as an artist, you'd want to feel like, nah, that's up to me to determine if I'm being moved up or not, based on the quality of what I'm doing and how much work I'm putting in. Sad to say, that's not always the truth. It's not always about that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's about other things. So that's why I make a statement like, or I made a statement like, he should be moved up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But, no, Diddy, he's fire. He's fire. He makes great music. And his music is very diverse. Like, again, he can go from what people will perceive as street stuff, and he can do the rock thing, the hip rock thing, and he can do the hip hop thing, and he can do hip hop too. He can do hip hop, he can do hip hop, he can do hip rock. You know, or you could take the hip out of all of it and just make it pop rock and everything else. Pun intended. All right. And then we go to Girlfriend, Bon Voyage. It's featuring Tierra Whack. Now, Tierra Whack is nice. Not to put her in front of the person whose song it actually is, because as an artist, I can see how that can be. Like, if you're an artist, I can see how that can be very, like, you could perceive that a certain way. At the end of the day, though, featuring an artist, it comes with, especially an artist with more clout than you or that's more known than you. That's part of the package, you know, Diddy, that comes with, you know what I'm saying? And you have to maximize that to a certain degree, which I feel like she did. So Tierra Whack, she's nice. Another one that's very nice, like, but the way things are set up, it seems like she doesn't present herself a certain way and doesn't expose certain things. So she can only go so far as the way things are set up. You know, certain artists, the more they're willing to expose, the more these people are willing to push him to certain heights. And she's fly too, bro. She's fly. We gotta normalize that. Where you could just be fly. You don't need to expose everything as a woman. You just need to be fly. Or you couldn't, can't tell you what you need to be. You could just be fly. Where it's just like, ooh, there's an appreciation for that. You just fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just fly. Where it's just like, you don't need to necessarily be exposing things or just go buy a whole bunch of designers. Like, you actually putting together these pieces. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, yo, there's an appreciation for that. And I feel like there's an appreciation for her too. Like, and she does that. I feel like her fans appreciate that, and certain people appreciate that may not even be fans. They're just casual, like, you know. Yeah, she's tough though. Like, she can rap, she can make music too. Like, she's tough. Another one that I feel like should be, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, though, it just seems like there was a lane for that, and it got kind of removed completely. Where it's just like, you could have the joints that like do what they do. Like, I have an appreciation for that too. Expose whatever. Like, I have an appreciation for that. It is what it is. That's all art. You know, your body is art. You know, especially like, but yeah, it's art. So it's like, there's definitely an appreciation for that, and that shouldn't be looked down upon just because, you know, there's an appreciation for that too. The thing is, it almost seems like only one or the other can exist, and in reality, both can exist. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. It's all part of the circle. Like, you can't just eliminate one side of the circle and keep one side. It's incomplete at that point, you know? It seems like they eliminate one side, but it's just like, that's crazy to me. But that's just me. I'm sure it's not just me. Moving on. Next one is SSTEDI, Not Alone. I like this a lot. This joint is tough. This joint is tough. Like, this joint is tough. I don't know what more to say. You just have to listen to it and vibe to it, and it just gets you in a place mentally, spiritually, emotionally, just in a place where it's just like peace. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Like, I don't know if it's gospel. I don't really listen to gospel music like that. I don't know if it's gospel, but it seems very spiritual. It seems very spiritual. And not just spiritual, it seems naturally spiritual. It seems, I don't even want to say that. It seems she's just doing her, bro. Yeah, no Diddy though. It seems like she's just doing her. Like, and I feel like that's the beauty in like art or just in life. You just doing you. It doesn't matter like what you necessarily like affiliated with. It's just about what you are, and the pureness behind what you are oversees all that. You know, that's the beauty in that. Like, yeah, this genre is tough. And the next one is Wanda Banton, Woza. This is back to Afrobeats, Nigerian artist. He has this other song that I mess with, No Wahala. And that song it's like a hit. A lot of people mess with it. It has a lot of views on YouTube. And I'm sure on like streaming platforms. This is the first song I've seen after that song. Because usually after you have a song like that, I usually watch to see, okay, is it just that song or is it you? This is the first song I've seen after that where it's just like, okay, he has his own vibes. And I've seen other people trying to like, not trying to, but other people like that were inspired by that No Wahala song, but it's so big, No Diddy, that of course people are naturally gonna be inspired by it. You know what I'm saying? But this joint is the first joint I seen after where it's just like, oh, okay. Like, he could be, because there are like Afrobeat artists that come out and you know Diddy, and you see like, okay, he got this song, this is fire. He got this song, this is fire. Or he got a couple songs, this is fire. But there's a certain like vibe you get. There's a certain vibe you get from certain artists. They might just have one song, or they might have a couple songs where it's just like, oh nah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes it's just a video when you just see like the physical energy of that song that they're portraying, or of themselves. And you're just like, nah, there's something there, bro. And this is the first time where I feel like, okay, he might be the, because with Afrobeats, there are artists that come out every year, no Diddy. It just seems like there hasn't been one for a while, you know? And he's giving me hints of that vibes, but I don't know. I felt it on this song, no Diddy, but I don't know. We'll see though. And the next one is Tiwa Savage, You For Me. Alright, this joint is tough. The sample is crazy too. Nah, this is vibes. Like, I mess with this joint. Like, I hear her music here and there, but this is like one of the ones that I've heard and I'm just like, yeah, this one hits. Like, this one is fire. You gotta check this one out. Yeah. And she's been doing her thing for a while, so it's good to, you know, always see people who's been around for a while, like, kind of just, yeah, you know, do their thing continuously. Like, that's fire to me. Next one is Davido. Davido dropped an album, I think, last week, and I think this is a song from it. Offa Me. I think that's what it's called. Offa Me feature Victoria Monét. This is fire too. And shout out to Victoria Monét girl. Like, she killed it. This is nice. But Davido, no Diddy. Davido is like, he's like a living legend as far as like at what he does. Afrobeats in Nigeria and all that stuff. So there's always an appreciation for what he drops in his music. For what he drops with his music. You know, it's just good that he just keeps doing what he's doing, and he could try to, you know what I'm saying? Keep going. Like, that's just fire. You know, it's easy for people to just hold on to the old things that came before, no Diddy, and just keep, you get what I'm saying? Fire though. Next one is KP Skywalka, Skrilla, and Skrilla, no Diddy. Like, I've heard a couple of Skrilla's joints, but I never like I never really tapped in too much into like his music like that, bro. I've seen a few clips of interviews going around. It's cool. But this joint is fire. Like, the beat is crazy. And he came to DC to shoot the video. Like, it's fire with KP Skywalka. This joint is like, it's tough. And it's good to have like a what will be labeled as trap joint on this joint, because this week it seems like it's not really that trap oriented, which is okay, because other weeks it's been very trap oriented, and sometimes it's in between. No Diddy, you know. Pun intended. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. It goes both ways. No Diddy. Alright, and then the last one is Sasha Keable, Get Right. This joint is fire. This joint is fire. Yeah, this joint is fire. I heard this joint and it's just like, okay, she killed it. She killed it. I didn't really get to listen to her other music, which I'll probably try to check out on a different date. But no Diddy, she killed this joint. Like fire, 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 fire. All right. So this is the part where we go to another segment of the show. What's on rotation? So in this segment, it's called They Might Never Blow Up. So what this means is there are certain people who they've been around for a while and you've been kind of been hip to, or certain people are hip to. And it gets to a point where it's just like, are they gonna make it to that next level to the masses where you now in what will be known as or called the superstar level? Are you ever gonna make it to that, or are you gonna kind of stay where you at, or have you maximized already? So this week, the person we have on the list is Vaughn, signed to TDE. So he dropped an album, right? But because he's not really known, you know how they do it now. They're not gonna call it an album. They're probably gonna call it an EP, LP, whatever, mixtape, just because he's not known. Okay. The name of it is The Good, the Bad, the Dollar Menu. I listened to this joint and it like, okay, this has nothing to do with the quality of music, right? I'm gonna tell you the joints off it though before I get to that. We're always gonna put a spotlight on what we mess with more than what we don't. You know what I'm saying? So there's a Clown Dance featuring J-Rock. J-Rock killed it. This is probably, to me, one of the better songs on the album. Fire. He has JANKY, Moral Compass featuring Samara and Sydney Leona. This joint is fire too. He has another joint called FLOCKER'S Remorse, fire. And then Miles Away from Heaven, rather, fire. It has nothing to do with the quality of music or what he's dropping. Sometimes it does though with him, but as far as the stuff I heard from this project, it has nothing to do with the quality of music. It's just, do people want to hear this? And specifically, or rather, do they want to hear this from him? You know, hence the name of the segment, He Might Never Blow Up. Do people want to hear this, or do they necessarily want to hear this from him? The thing with him is, he's in TDE, and this is something I've always noticed about him. He's in TDE, and it almost seems like, so Kendrick is not in TDE no more necessarily. He's still affiliated with them, but he's not there no more. And it seems like this guy is the replacement. Nobody really necessarily likes the replacement when they really, really like the guy that he's trying to replace. It's the same thing with Shine and Biggie. It's hard for that to work. You have to be your own person, your own individual. Where even if you're your own individual, it seems like everybody's gonna try to push you in the lane of that guy. You have to do everything in your power to make your own identity. Where it's just like, no, I'm not that guy. I gotta stay out of that. Regardless of what similarities you might see, I'm not that guy. Because you trying to be that guy, it's going to hurt you, especially when that guy is still active. It's only going to hurt you. it's only gonna hurt you. So with him, it's like his gift and his curse is he's with TDE, so people are gonna mess with him. His curse is, bro, it seems like they're trying to replace Kendrick with you. And Kendrick is still active. Not only that, a lot of people perceive Kendrick as the #1 in that genre right now. So how can you be the guy who comes and signed to the label that guy just left, that put him on the map, and that guy is doing things he's never done before? There's so many people being hip to what he's doing now, and then you are the guy, it seems like, trying to replace him. It is not. So it's like you got to make your own lane purposely. You have to make your own lane purposely. So it's not like the tape is lacking in any way. It's just naturally, bro, you're trying to occupy a lane in a space that's already occupied. So you already put in a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? You already putting a ceiling on everything you're doing. And he just I'm not gonna say it's him, they keep pushing him more and more in that lane. I guess with the music business, it's just that they've seen something that worked before. So it's just like, okay, it's just natural to try to make this work a second time. Kendrick is still active though. And he's doing what he's doing. So this guy, the only way that will work from a business perspective is if this guy is just there just to feed off of the fact that Kendrick is, because it's something that they do. The fact that Kendrick is doing what Kendrick is doing is just like, okay, at least we'll get somebody close as similar to him. We try to get as many people as similar to him in the game where we could rip the benefits off of the fact that he's doing what he's doing. It's like a lick. Or just like if you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people that's just kind of doing something similar. We see it all the time. We could feed off of the fact that he's doing what he's doing, and it's almost like we're flipping what he's doing 10 times. It's a lick, it's a finesse. So he seems like he's one of those guys that's just trying to flip that. But the fans not gonna take that a certain way. And people view Kendrick a certain way, like he's an anomaly. So he's in this place where it's just like he will get a certain amount of listens, especially the fact that he got the TDE thing behind him, no Diddy. At the end of the day though, there's a ceiling to that. There's a ceiling to that. It's not like this tape is not lacking in any way. At the end of the day, like the times we're in, the era we're in, musically, your music could be great. There's a lot of people that make great music. It's not limited to that though. It's not limited to that though. Great music, appreciated. There's so many other things that goes into it. And there are a lot of people who complain about, I make great music, this guy makes great music. No. And if you know, you know. There are other things that go into it. No Diddy though. There are other things that go into it. Yes, Diddy though, but that's another story. There are other things that go into it. As far as from the people's perspective, the Diddy thing is from the people that's behind the scene perspective. No Diddy. Yes, Diddy. You get me. No Diddy. Tune in next week. You know, we're gonna keep evolving this show until it becomes something. We might even run this for an hour, you know, every week. Just like the other shows. You know, we're building. Like, build with us.